Keep that applause going, and welcome, it's the one and only Ancy!
Now that is a hard act to follow. Hi everyone. So I'm a social worker in housing and homelessness sector. And I had a client who had a history of ice addiction, and she had bare minimum teeth, and what's left of far in between was some black teeth. Well, luckily, she happened to get her rental the very next day. Thank God for the COVID and N95 mask. Sometimes I really try really hard to identify myself with a client so that, they know that I'm amongst them and whatnot. So then I try and appear disheveled, wear worn out clothes and kind of like no makeup, with tacky op-shop jewelry and whatnot, until one of my clients actually brought me her food hamper. Anyways, and then there was this old woman in a dementia ward. Well, she wouldn't accept medication from this Nigerian co-worker. Thank God she would accept it from me. She couldn't remember to piss and shit in a bucket if you gave her, but she did have a selective memory or racism. I used to live in St. Kilda when I first arrived in Australia, and I think it was around January when, the heat is like 40 degree. I've never ever experienced something like that. So as I was driving, I see this guy walking on the road barefoot. So then I felt like, as a good Buddhist, like I stopped the car and I offered him a new pair of thongs. Man, the guy swore profanity at me. He was so upset. I was just like baffled. Anyway, I got home and I asked my husband, what did I do wrong? And he tells me, darling, Aussies love to walk barefoot. How was I to know? That's that. And then, I live next to a school, and some of you might know the speed ranges from 20, 40, 30, 50, 40. Surely I ended up in a court just for the pure experience. And I presented the judge with the illustration of like kids frolicking with their pigtails flying, mums in their lycra with soy lattes, whatnot, the church and blah, blah, blah. And then the judge pondered and looked at the illustration. She waived off my fine, but then she still slapped me for my shitty illustration with the demerit points. That's that. Then I was traveling in Korea, not North Korea. So I was going to the toilet for the first time. And I saw in a toilet there was this button called etiquette button. Now, curious that I am, I had to press it. So I press it. Was the sound in the toilet? Your guess is as good as mine. Now, as a Tibetan refugee, I've lived in several countries. And I've chosen Australia because, it's a lucky country. But then I can't stop and worry, thinking, fuck, Australia, China is right there around the corner. Like, what if they were to invade Australia as well? You know what? Fuck. I'll take one for you. I'll be the first in row when the tanks roll in. Meanwhile, the rest of you can go camping, boating, and fishing. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! I'm Ancy, I'm a proud Australian, and I can't go back to where I come from. Thank you very much.
That was awesome. Debut performance.
Big hand for Ancy, come on! We don't want her to go back to where she came from. We're quite happy to have her here with her fucking Tibetan antics.